Dear students, welcome to the class of Mathematics by N.K. Dikshit. This is the third lecture of 3D geometry. In previous lectures, we have studied the direction cosine and direction ratio of a line. In the second lecture, we have studied the equation of line in two different situations. First one, when a line is passing through a given point and parallel to a given vector, and other one is a line passing through two given points. Now today we are going to learn the distance between two lines, how to find the distance between two lines. So there are different situations. First one is when two lines are intersecting. If two lines are intersecting, it means the distance between them is 0. And second situation is the skew lines, means if there are two lines in the space which are neither parallel nor intersecting, in that situation we will find the shortest distance between the line. And third situation is when two lines are parallel. So let us see how to find the distance between two lines. So in the first situation, if two lines are intersecting, then the distance between these two lines will be 0, because if two lines are intersecting, then at that point where the lines are intersecting, the distance is 0. Now the second situation, which is very important for skew lines. Now the skew lines are those which are neither intersecting nor parallel. So in three-dimensional geometry, this situation is possible. In two-dimensional geometry, we have only two situations: either two lines are intersecting or these two lines are parallel. But here the lines are neither intersecting nor parallel, that is the other situation. These type of lines are called skew lines. So let us see how to find the distance between two skew lines. Let r is equals to a1 plus lambda b1 is a line, and the other line is r equals to a2 plus mu times b2. So to find the distance between these two lines, we shall take the cross product of b1 and b2, which are the vectors parallel to the given lines, and then the cross product of b1 and b2 is taken as dot product with a2 minus a1 and divided by the magnitude of b1 cross b2. So in this way we can find the distance between these two lines. This is the formula for vector form, and if equations of lines are given in Cartesian form, then we can use this formula, that the determinant x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1, z2 minus z1. In the second row, elements are a1, b1, c1, which are the direction ratios of the first line, and a2, b2, c2, which are the direction ratios of the second line, divided by b1 c2 minus b2 c1 whole square plus c1 a2 plus c2 a1 whole square plus a2 b1 minus a1 b2 whole square within the square root. So the magnitude of this quantity is the distance between two skew lines. Now there is a special situation here. If lines are coplanar, then the situation is b1 cross b2 dot a2 minus a1 is equals to 0. Why it is? Because b1 cross b2 is a vector that is perpendicular to the both b1 and b2. So b1 cross b2 is a vector that is perpendicular to b1 and b2 both. Now a2 minus a1 is a vector which lies in that plane. Now the a2 minus a1 lies in the plane, and b1 cross b2, that is perpendicular to the plane. So the dot product of b1 cross b2 and a2 minus a1 must be 0. So if this condition follow, then the given lines are coplanar, means these lines are on the same plane. Okay, so if we have to prove that two lines are coplanar, then we can prove by using this. If b1 cross b2 dot a2 minus a1 is equals to 0, then the given lines are coplanar. Now the third situation, for the parallel lines, if two lines are parallel, then let equation of line r is equals to a1 plus lambda b1 and r is equals to a2 plus mu b. Because the lines are parallel, so they are parallel to the same vector b. That's why we have taken here b only, not b1 or b2. Then the distance between the parallel lines we can find by the magnitude of b cross a2 minus a1 upon magnitude of b. This is in vector form, and if equation of lines are given in Cartesian form, then we can find the distance between them by using this formula. Okay, so let us see some problems to solve by using these formulas. Now the question is, so that the line x minus 1 upon 2 equals to y minus 2 upon 3 equals to z minus 3 upon 4, and the other line is x minus 4 upon 5 equals to y minus 1 upon 2 equals to z intersects. So we have to show that these two lines are intersecting. So for that, let a point on the line first. Let the first line is L1, which is x minus 1 upon 2 y minus 2 upon 3 is equals to z minus 3 upon 4, and other line as L2, which is x minus 4 upon 5 y minus 1 upon 2 is equals to z. So we can write z minus 0 upon 1 like this in standard form. So if these two lines are intersecting, then a common point on the line must be same. So let a point on the line P, a point on the line L1, let us the point is P, then the general point will be 2 lambda plus 1, 3 lambda plus 2 and 4 lambda plus 3. Now let a point on the other line, means line L2, let this point is 5 mu plus 4, 2 mu plus 1 and mu plus 0, that is mu only, we can write mu only. If these two lines are intersecting, it means the general point must be the same. If lines are intersecting, then both points will be same. In that situation, if we compare, then 2 lambda plus 1 must be equal to 5 mu plus 4. Second one is 3 lambda plus 2 is equals to 2 mu plus 1, and also 4 lambda plus 3 is equals to mu. Now by solving any two equations, we will get the value of lambda and mu. If these values of lambda and mu satisfy the third equation, it means the two lines are intersecting to each other. So let us solve the two equations. Now the first equation will be 2 lambda minus 5 mu is equals to 3. This is equation number 1. Now the second equation will be 3 lambda minus 2 mu is equals to minus 1. And third equation will be 4 lambda minus mu is equals to minus 3. So solve any two equations, then check whether the value of lambda and mu satisfied the third equation or not. If satisfy third equation, then the two lines are intersecting. If not satisfied, then these two lines are not intersecting. So from equation 1 and 2, let us solve equation 1 and 2. If we multiplying equation 1 by 2, multiplying equation 1 by 2 and equation 2 by 5, then we get it will be 2 into 2 lambda, that is 4 lambda minus 10 mu is equals to 6, and equation 2 multiplying by 5, then we get 15 lambda minus 10 mu is equals to minus 5. Now subtracting, on subtracting we get this is cancel out, and 4 minus 15, that is minus 11 lambda, and here it is 6 plus 5, that is 11, so the value of lambda is minus 1. Now from equation first, if we put the value of lambda, then we get 2 into minus 1 minus 5 mu is equals to 3. So minus 2 minus 5 mu is equals to 3. So minus 5 mu is equals to 3 plus 2, that is 5, minus 5 mu. So mu is also minus 1. Now these are the values of lambda and mu obtained by the solving equation number 1 and equation number 2. If these values also satisfied equation 3, then the given lines are intersecting. Now equation 3 is 4 lambda minus mu is equals to minus 3. So let us put the value of lambda and mu in the left hand side. So left hand side is 4 lambda minus mu. Lambda is minus 1 and mu is also minus 1. So it is minus 4 plus 1. So our answer is minus 3. That is equal to the right hand side. It means the value of lambda and mu obtained from the equation number 1 and 2 also satisfying the equation number 3. So the value of lambda and mu obtained from equation 1 and 2 also satisfying equation 3. Therefore, given lines are intersecting. If we have to find point of intersection, then put the value of lambda and mu in either the in P or in Q. If we put the value of lambda in P, then we will get the point of intersection, that is minus 2 plus 1, minus 3 plus 2, minus 4 plus 3. So we can find the point of intersection. Let us find point of intersection. The coordinates of P, these were 2 lambda plus 1, 3 lambda plus 2, 2 lambda plus 1, 3 lambda plus 2 and 4 lambda plus 3, and the value of lambda is minus 1, so the coordinates will be minus 2 plus 1, minus 3 plus 2, minus 4 plus 3. So the coordinates will be minus 1 and minus 1. So these are the coordinates of point of intersection. Also we can prove by using the formula a2 minus a1 dot b1 cross b2 we will get 0. Then also we can prove the given lines are intersecting. Now let us see another question in which we have to find the length of foot of the perpendicular drawn from the point 2, minus 1, 5 on the line x minus 11 upon 10, y plus 2 upon minus 4 and z plus 8 upon minus 11. So see the figure. Suppose this is the line represented by L, x minus 11 upon 10 is equals to y plus 2 upon minus 4 is equals to z plus 8 upon minus 11. This is line, and there is a point P whose coordinates are 2, minus 1, 5. From this point, if we draw a perpendicular on the line, then we have to find the foot of the perpendicular, which is represented by point Q here. This is line L. Now for this, let any point on the line, let a general point on the line, that will be 10 lambda plus 11 minus 4 lambda minus 2 and minus 11 lambda minus 8. This is the point on the line. Now let this point is Q, then the direction ratio of PQ will be direction ratios of line PQ. It will be 10 lambda plus 11 minus 2 minus 4 lambda minus 2 plus 1 minus 11 lambda minus 8 minus 5. These are the direction ratios of the line PQ. So these will be 10 lambda plus 9 minus 4 lambda minus 1 and minus 11 lambda minus 13. Now from the figure you can observe that PQ is perpendicular to the given line. So PQ is perpendicular to given line. So we can use the condition of perpendicularity, that A1 into A2 plus B1 into B2 plus C1 into C2 is equals to 0, because we have the direction ratio of this line PQ, which is given by 10 lambda plus 9 minus 4 lambda minus 1 minus 11 lambda minus 13, and the direction ratio of this line are 10, minus 4 and minus 11. These are the direction ratios of the line. So PQ is perpendicular to the given line. Therefore A1 into A2 plus B1 into B2 plus C1 into C2 must be 0. So A1 is here 10 and A2 is here 10 lambda plus 9 plus B1, that is minus 4, and B2 is minus 4 lambda minus 1 plus C1, that is minus 11, and C2, that is minus 11 minus 13. It is equals to 0. So on simplification we will get 100 lambda plus 90 plus 16 lambda plus 4 plus 121 lambda plus 143 is equals to 0. So on adding 100 lambda plus 16 lambda plus 121, that is 237 lambda, and the constant terms are 90 plus 4 plus 143. 143 plus 90, that is 233 plus 4, that is 237. It is also 237. It is equals to 0. So we will get 237 lambda is equals to minus 237. So lambda is equals to minus 1. We will get lambda is minus 1. So we have taken the coordinates of point Q as 10 lambda plus 11 minus 4 lambda minus 2 minus 11 lambda minus 8. So putting the value of lambda here, we will get the coordinates of Q, which is the foot of the perpendicular. So putting the lambda in this point Q, the Q was 10 lambda plus 11 minus 4 lambda minus 2 and minus 11 lambda minus 8. So foot of perpendicular will be minus 10 plus 11, 4 minus 2, and 11 minus 8. So it will be 1, 2 and 3. This is the foot of perpendicular. Now in the question, find the length of foot of the length and the we have to find the length of the point from the foot of the perpendicular. So length of perpendicular we can obtain by using the distance formula. So the point Q is 1, 2, 3 and point P was 2, minus 1 and 5. The point P was 2, minus 1 and 5. 2, minus 1 and 5. So the distance PQ, it will be 2 minus 1 whole square plus minus 1 minus 2 whole square plus 5 minus 3 whole square. Using the formula x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square plus z2 minus z1 whole square within square root, we get 1 square plus minus 3 square plus 2 square. So we get it is a 1 plus 9 plus 4 under root 14. So this is the line, this is the length of the point P from the foot of the perpendicular. Now see the another question. Find the shortest distance between the following lines. There are two lines. First one is r equals to 1 plus lambda into I plus 2 minus lambda into j plus lambda plus 1 into k. The second line is r equals to 2i minus j minus k plus mu times 2i plus j plus 2k. So first of all, write the two lines in standard form. So first one will be I plus 2j plus k, and taking lambda is common, so we get I minus j plus k. And the second line is already given in standard form, 2i minus j minus k plus mu times 2i plus j plus 2k. Now here A1 means the point from which the first line is passing. So the position vector of that point is I plus 2j plus k, and the position vector of the point from which the second line is passing, that is A2, so that is 2i minus j minus k. Here it is given. Now the first line is parallel to a vector that is represented by b1, which is equals to I minus j plus k, and the second line is parallel to a vector which is represented by 2i plus j plus 2k. So these are the values. Now we know the formula to find the distance between two lines, that is A2 minus A1 dot B1 cross B2 and divided by magnitude of B1 cross B2. So whatever we required here, first of all we will obtain that. So first of all find A2 minus A1. These are the vectors. So A2 minus A1, that is 2i minus j minus k minus I plus 2j plus k. So on subtraction we will get I minus 3j minus 2k. This is the value of A2 minus A1. Now obtain the value of B1 cross B2. So B1 cross B2 we can obtain by using this determinant 1 minus 1 1, the coefficient of ijk, the component of the vectors 1 minus 1 and 1, and for other vector these are 2 1 and 2. So the B1 cross B2 is minus 2 minus 1 minus j 2 minus 2 plus k 1 plus 2. So we get minus 3i, and this term is 0, so we get 3 times of k. This is the vector. Now in the numerator we required a2 minus a1 dot b1 cross b2. So a2 minus a1 dot b1 cross b2. So a2 minus a1 is I minus 3j minus 2k. We will find the dot product with this vector b1 cross b2, which is minus 3i plus 3k. So it is 1 into minus 3, that is minus 3, minus 3 into 0, and that is 0, minus 2 into 3, that is minus 6. So we get here minus 9. Okay. Now the magnitude of b1 cross b2, which is required in denominator. So the magnitude of b1 cross b2 will be square root minus 3 square plus 3 square. The magnitude of this is b1 cross b2. So we get it is under root 9 plus 9, that is under root 18, which can be written as 3 under root 2. So the distance, the magnitude of b1 a2 minus a1 dot b1 cross b2 divided by magnitude of b1 cross b2. So place the value here. For the value numerator, the value is minus 9, and the denominator it is 3 under root 2. So to find the magnitude, so neglect the negative sign, we will get 3 3s are 9, so we get 3 upon under root 2, and multiplying by root 2 in numerator and denominator, we will get 3 root 2 upon 2 units. This is the distance between two lines. Now let us see another question in which we have to find the shortest distance between two lines. Let the first line is L1, which is x plus 1 upon 7 is equals to y plus 1 upon minus 6 equals to z plus 1 upon minus 1, and other line is L2, that is equal to x minus 3 upon 1 is equals to y minus 5 upon minus 2 is equals to z minus 7 upon 1. So first of all, see the figure. Let one line is this one. This is the line L1. Another line is this L2. Now the shortest distance between these two lines means a line which is perpendicular to both L1 and L2. This angle is 90, this is also 90, like this. So let the coordinates of this point is P and coordinates of this point is Q. So P is a point on the line L1. So let the coordinates of P are 7 lambda minus 1 minus 6 lambda minus 1 and lambda minus 1. Similarly, a point Q which lies on the second line L2, so it will be mu plus 3 minus 2 mu plus 5 and mu plus 7, where P and Q are the points on the given lines. Now we can find the direction ratio of the line PQ. Direction ratios of PQ. The coordinates of P are these and coordinates of Q are these. So by taking the difference we can get the direction ratio of PQ. So the direction ratio of PQ are 7 lambda minus mu minus 4 minus 6 lambda plus 2 mu minus 6 and lambda minus mu minus 8. These are the direction ratios of the line PQ. Now according to question, PQ is the line which is shortest distance between L1 and L2. It means PQ is perpendicular to both L1 and L2. So if PQ is perpendicular to both L1 and L2 and the direction ratios of line L1 are 7, minus 6 and 1. So the dot product of the direction ratios with the direction ratio of PQ must be 0. It means 7 into 7 lambda minus mu minus 4 minus 6 times minus 6 lambda plus 2 mu minus 6 plus 1 time lambda minus mu minus 8, it must be 0. So on simplification we shall get 49 lambda minus 7 mu minus 28 plus 36 lambda minus 12 mu plus 36 plus lambda minus mu minus 8 is equals to 0. So 49 plus 36 and plus 1, that is 86 lambda minus 7 plus 12 19 plus 1 20 mu, and this is 28 and 36, that is 8 16, that is 0. So both numbers are divisible by 2. We get 43 lambda minus 10 mu is equals to 0. Take equation number 1. Now PQ is perpendicular to L2 also. So the direction ratio of L2 are 1, minus 2 and 1. So 1 into 7 lambda minus mu minus 4 and minus 2 into minus 6 lambda plus 2 mu minus 6 and plus 1 into lambda minus mu minus 8 is equals to 0. So on simplifying we will get 7 lambda minus mu minus 4 plus 12 lambda minus 4 mu plus 12 plus lambda minus mu minus 8 is equals to 0. On simplification 7 plus 12 19 plus 1 20 lambda minus 5 minus 6 mu is equals to minus 4 minus 8, it is 0. So here we get 10 lambda minus 3 mu is equals to 0. This is equation number 2. Now if we solve the equation 1 and 2, 43 lambda minus 10 mu is equals to 0, 10 lambda minus 3 mu is equals to 0. We will get lambda is equals to 0 and also mu is equals to 0. So if lambda and mu are 0, then we can find the coordinates of P. The coordinates of P were 7 lambda minus 1, minus 6 lambda minus 1, lambda minus 1. The coordinates will be minus 1 and minus 1. And the coordinates of Q we have taken mu plus 3 minus 2 mu plus 5 and mu plus 7. So mu is 0, so the coordinates will be 3, 5 and 7. So the distance between PQ we can obtain using distance formulas: 3 plus 1 whole square, 5 plus 1 whole square, 7 plus 1 whole square. It is 3 plus 4 square is 16, 5 plus 1 6, 6 square is 36, it is 8, 8 square is 64, 64 plus 36 that is 100, and 100 plus 16 that is 116. So 116 is 4 times of 29. So square root of 4 is 2. So it is 2 under root 29 unit. This is the distance between these 2 points, and this distance is the shortest distance between these 2 lines. Now we can find the distance between these 2 lines, the shortest distance, by using the formula that was magnitude of A2 minus A1 B1 cross B2 upon B1 cross B2 also. So let us see this question by direct formula method. Direct formula method. So here the equation, as per equation of line, the line is passing through the point, first line is passing through the point minus 1 and minus 1. So the position vector of that point A1, it will be minus I minus j minus k, and the second line is passing through the point 3, 5 and 7. So the position vector is 3i plus 5j plus 7k. Now the first line is first line having the direction ratios 7, minus 6 and 1. So it is, we can say, the parallel to the vector 7i minus 6j plus k, and second line is parallel to the vector I minus 2j plus k, because the direction ratio of that line are 1, minus 2 and 1. So find A2 minus A1. So A2 minus A1, directly I will write 3i plus I, that is 4 times I, and 5 plus 1 that is 6 times j, and 7 plus 1 that is 8 times of k. Now find B1 cross B2. So it will be I, j, k, and it is 7 minus 6 1, and it is 1 minus 2 1. So the value of B1 cross B2, we shall get I times minus 6 plus 2 minus j, it is 7 minus 1 plus k, it is minus 14 plus 6. So we get minus 4i minus 6j minus 8k. This is B1 cross B2. Now find the dot product of A2 minus A1 dot B1 cross B2. So A2 minus A1, it was 4i plus 6j plus 8k, and dot product with the vector 4i minus 6j minus 8k. So we get 4 4 just 16 minus 36 and minus 64. So it is a minus 116. This is the dot product of A2 minus A1 and B1 cross B2. Now find the magnitude of B1 cross B2. We get under root of minus 4 square plus minus 6 square plus minus 8 square. Then we get, it is under root 16 plus 36 plus 64. It is under root 116. So the distance between two lines can be obtained by A2 minus A1 dot B1 cross B2 upon magnitude of B1 cross B2. So its value is minus 116 upon under root 116. So we get under root 116. So it is 2 under root 29 units. We get the same answer by this formula. Here we have obtained this distance. So we can solve the question by any of these two methods, either by direct formula or using the concept of direction ratios. So we can solve this question. So now the line is complete here. In the next lecture I will take the equation of plane and problems related to the equation of plane. Okay, thank you.